Welcome back to Lifestyle of the Broken Creative podcast. And if this is your first time checking out the show, welcome. I'm your host, Eric, and this is an interview with the Queen of Tingles. Our next guest is joining us from across the pond in the southwest of England, entertaining over 600,000 people on TikTok and YouTube combined. Amy Claire puts the artist in ASMR artist. Her ASMR content is so well thought out and Hollywood production worthy. I am a fan and couldn't be more excited to pick the brain of the person who numbs my brain. Please welcome Caring Whispers ASMR creator Amy Claire to the show. Hi, Amy. Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you?
Hi, Eric. I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it is my pleasure. I want to first say I love your ASMR. I watch your lives almost daily for about 15 minutes or so, sometimes a lot longer. And the production level is off the charts, and just your passion and what you give to your viewers is unreal. I enjoy it immensely.
Thank you. That's ever so kind. It's so much fun, and sharing the fun with my viewers is what it's all about when I go live, I think. Discovering new sounds together and thinking of new themes. I think the possibilities are also endless in those terms, you know.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting.
If anyone was to watch it, they would definitely feel that as well. Possibilities are endless when it comes to Caring Whispers. You bring people to a whole nother world every time. I truly praise you for it. I love your ASMR. So I want to start by asking, when were you first introduced to ASMR and what were your initial thoughts?
I had to actually do my own research because I didn't realize what it was. So it was a happy accident. I was going live and I was told I had sort of quite an ASMR voice, especially when I was sort of whispering. I was showing different objects. Creating a safe space was my number one goal to start with. And then it just slowly went from there. And I actually learned a lot from my viewers and what they liked, which triggers gave them tingles or which made them feel the most relaxed. And I just did more of those, you know. Hairbrushing has always been one of the most popular. And more recently, I'd say ocean waves. So it's transporting the viewer to the beach so they really feel like they're there. Like you said, transporting to another world, you know.
Yeah.
I think that can be quite powerful.
Do you listen to ASMR yourself now? Has that become part of your daily routine, or do you listen in like certain situations? I know, like if I'm anxious, I'm like, oh, let me hurry up and put on an ASMR video. It'll help relax me.
I actually don't, although I have lots of friends in the ASMR community, so I will watch them interact and everything like that, which is great fun. But for my own relaxation, especially if it's a theme I've done a lot, it actually has that effect on me while I'm doing it, especially if I go through like a routine, applying makeup, hair washing, or even when I'm a doctor, follow the light. I find myself in a trance, which is really nice. That took a while to get to that point because obviously there's a lot of concentration involved. So I've actually, which I didn't see it happening, but I've actually found it therapeutic for myself when I'm doing it.
I was going to ask, when you're recording your own content, do you find yourself getting tingles or getting sleepy at certain points?
Occasionally I'll get sleepy depending on what I'm doing. I don't get tingles very easily at all. The only times I've ever got it was when I'm using shaving foam on my own microphone. I'll just get a very slight feeling there, but again, it's very rare. It's only happened probably a handful of times in 18 months.
Wow.
So I'm not prone to the tingles, which means I've got to be even more intuitive
Yeah.
to my viewer and really listen to what is good for them, which is different with everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm very susceptible to tingles. I like to
Okay.
tell people, so when I first heard about ASMR, I was a little skeptical because everyone says, oh, people eating on a microphone. And I'm like, I'm not sure I want to watch people eat. But then I got into it and I was like, this reminds me, I always think back of, I had a third grade teacher and she would read stories and I literally would zone in and I would feel a humming in the back of my head when it was so weird, but I have this specific
Wow.
memory of her doing it, and every time I would get that feeling. And it's certain people, like when I hear a certain tone, I will get that feeling. So I was like, that reminds me of what happens with ASMR.
That's it. It's amazing to hear stories like that, because it can be quite a range of things that produce those tingles for people, and it's interesting to hear that it actually stemmed from childhood. I think it's really magical to sort of go, oh yeah, that's what it must have been, and for people to connect together and relate to it.
Yeah, it really just brought me back that first time, and ever since I was like, I remember that being such like a great warm feeling. I didn't necessarily like that teacher either. It was just, it was her
That's
voice,
really
something
funny.
about it. So,
Yeah.
how would you describe ASMR tingles? I know you are not that susceptible, but what would you say it is like?
When it happens to me, I would say like a fizzing, a bit like when you have a fizzy drink on your tongue. It sort of feels a little bit like that on the side of my head. I've never really thought of how to describe it. The
I
only
think
other
that was
thing,
perfect. That was
yeah,
such a good description, though. But I'm
okay.
sorry.
The other thing I get is I do occasionally get, or quite often I get goosebumps up my arms when I'm doing like visual face touching and things like that, and I'm really sort of hoping that the viewer it goes quite deep, and I'm just thinking, I don't want you to be in any kind of discomfort or pain, and I'm trying to take it away, and that's when I really get the goosebumps up my arms.
That's
And
that
often the viewer
passion.
does at the same time. Yeah, I think it must be that.
I love
Yeah.
it, honestly, and I think the viewers do get that because I certainly do. I'm telling you, your energy radiates through a phone. It's it's pretty magical. It's pretty crazy. Um, so what have been some of your favorite unexpected trigger items, or maybe what seems to get the best response that you're just like, seriously?
So do you mean like I make a sound and then they're like, that's giving me the tingles, and I'm like, how is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Let me think. I'd say that actually it's not a sound, it's actually more a visual. So when I'm shining a light, they're like, oh, that's really tingly. And I think that's incredible that visual effect can actually give them tingles as well. But yeah, it really can be anything, can't it?
Yeah.
It's almost, if I've got sort of 3,000 viewers, I could almost pick up any object and use it in a certain way, and somebody would be affected. I think that's how broad it is. So, which is again another reason why I add so much variety, so that lots of people will enjoy. So if it's something that doesn't give them tingles, it's not going to last that long. I'm going to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
But I can't think of a specific object. Yeah, I mean, everything's surprising to me because not much gives me tingles at all. So it's like, wow, that's had that. Yeah, most things, to be honest.
Most things. I agree with the light. At first, I always thought, and I'm talking because I am an avid ASMR watcher. I watch a lot of ASMR. It really does help me. So I've seen so many light videos and I'm like, why am I enjoying this? I don't think at the doctors I like when they shine the light in your eye, but this is so relaxing. It's strange. I think it's like that blue screen effect, something like that.
Okay, right.
You know, but speaking of variety with your ASMR, you do a lot of different characters for your ASMR content. Are you into like cosplay, going to like Comic-Con? Have you ever been to like a drag con or Santa con? Anything like that? We have those in New York. I don't know.
Yeah, we do have those in the UK, but I've never actually been to one. And I'm getting into a role or a character purely for the ASMR. So I'm buying costumes, finding what I've got already, looking in charity shops, and sometimes I'll even find something and I'll think I'm going to build a theme around that outfit or that object or something like that. So yeah, it's all about it's for the ASMR completely. Yeah.
But you do find such inspiration, and you really do go there. Like the background you have now, I really feel like we are looking at a winter wonderland. I can only imagine what's gonna be incorporated with it. What is your favorite ASMR role play to perform, though? Do you have one?
I think it depends on how I'm feeling on the night as to what I do some of the time. So I don't know. The top three for me, and I think the viewer, which probably, because I'm enjoying it so much, it probably does come across and I'm comfortable in those roles, is probably the fairy, the beautician and the doctor. So, but they are very different roles. So the doctor, I'm very much in charge, I'm directing, I'm giving instructions, and this is what you need to do. And I think that sense of being sort of having that direction can actually be quite comforting, because all the viewer has to do is just sit back and follow the light, for example. And then you've got the the beautician when I'm at the spa doing the treatments. There's quite a broad range of triggers at the spa. I think that's why that's quite popular as well. And then the fairy will be very much an escape. So when I'm doing that, I actually feel like I'm a fairy. I actually feel it actually feels magical to me as well. And I think maybe that comes across a little bit.
Yes, that one is one of my faves.
Is it?
I love the fairy, and I do love when I like the doctor a lot, because it is so realistic, and it is almost like you are sitting there at a doctor's appointment, except it's so relaxing. You're not nervous about what the results might be or anything like that. You just do an amazing job. I can't tell you that enough. On social media, though, as we probably have all experienced, and I can't imagine on like live sessions how you stay so focused when some people are kind of relentless. They love to troll on TikTok lives and things like that. How do you handle that? And have you ever felt discouraged by any comments?
Not anymore. I think it was more difficult in the early stages because the comments go slower. Whereas when it's so busy, the comments are going so quick anyway. I might see something and then a moderator will have removed them. So it's not there for very long at all. And sometimes if I'm in a sort of a slightly cheeky mood, I will actually, usually I bypass everything. Yeah. But if someone's sort of telling me what to do while I'm a doctor, they might actually, I won't tell them off, but I might be a little bit assertive. And then the viewers actually sort of creates quite a bit of fun because they don't realize, some people won't realize when they come in, I'm not just going to be taking directions from the viewer. I will have some kind of plan in place. Obviously, I'll take ideas, suggestions, kind requests. I've always got a hug for the viewer, things like that. But it's when you get the demands in capital letters, things like that. But it doesn't affect me. I understand. And I'm also providing a safe space, which then means people will play up a little bit. if they're feeling safe and comfortable, they might push it a little bit. So I do understand that. Yes. But a lot of the time, because I'm looking into the camera, I won't actually see a lot of what's going on anyway, which sort of protects me. But I do enjoy interacting with the comments, and 99% of them are absolutely beautiful. And I just think they're the people I'm there for. So it doesn't matter, anyone can say anything else. It's not them that I'm there for. So it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. You do get that. Yeah.
Yes, that is so great though. That was the perfect answer, to be honest, because I do see, you can tell how focused you are. Like, you're passionate about making people feel good, and it is so great. But as a viewer, sometimes we tend to look at comments and things like that.
Yeah.
And just like, why? How could people be this way and things like that? But you do have to sort of remove yourself from that comment section, especially doing what you're doing, because your energy, people are feeding off of that. And
that's when I might rise to a comment if I know that it's going to upset the viewers, because they get upset with people trying to boss me around and things like that. So that's why I might sort of say, and it's an example that I'm giving is, don't let people push you around, as part of being an influencer. You're showing that it's not okay,
That was a really great statement. It's part of being an influencer. You are influencing the live. This is based off of your influence. No one should be able to come in there and push you around, or that was a great
I'm
statement.
very conscious of that. I'm very conscious of the fact that people are looking up to me, and I take that responsibility seriously, so I do think things through. I won't just say anything without thinking, and going slowly helps with that as well.
I'm going to ask something a little outside of the scope of this interview, but have you thought about being involved in therapy or anything like that? Because I think the way that you think about others and the way you think about how your content affects others is something that people need in mental health. Have you ever thought about ASMR and therapy?
I'd love to see ASMR going in that direction, to be honest. I'd be very proud if it got some kind of certification, although there would be checks that would need to be made for the creator. That would be something that I definitely would not rule out, maybe for the future. As of now, I wouldn't want to do anything that would take away my time from my commitment, giving that routine on TikTok.
Yeah.
But I definitely wouldn't rule that out.
I wouldn't at all. And I would be a happy patient. So
that's very sweet.
Just listening to you speak, you are very passionate, and that is what I feel drives a lot of people to you. So what do you hope to accomplish with your platform? Do you have any set goals?
I'm really proud to be able to help so many people, and I do always want to be contactable. So I don't want to be, I don't want to ever be too big, as in too many followers that I can't keep up with. If someone wants to send me a message, I still want to be on sort of ground level with people. But now that ASMR is going more mainstream, I'm really, really pleased to see that. And I think the more people that can hear about, look, this might help you, give it a go. That's only a positive thing. Yeah. So I would like to see it being bigger, and I'd be happy to speak publicly on that, which I will be. I have got certain things going on where I've been asked to speak on it, which I'm really proud to do that.
I definitely send me the information. I'd be happy to share on our social media and stuff. Amy, anything that you do, I am happy to support because you have done so much for myself and people who look to ASMR as a safe haven. I truly am so happy that you decided to sit down and chat with me. This is
Of course, it's been a pleasure.
so. Tell everyone where they can watch and listen to you, and if you could just maybe give a brief rundown of what your TikTok schedule is like.
Yeah, so I'm live every night, apart from the odd night where I'll update the viewers on Instagram if I'm not going live, if something crops up. But every other night I'm live. The next 4 nights I'm live 11 p.m. But usually I try and start more 10:30 p.m. That's English time.
Yeah.
And it will, as a general rule, it'll be a different theme each night. But I don't follow a particular schedule usually. Although I've recently started doing live events on TikTok, which makes it easier for people to have those notifications that I'm on.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then if I get missed on TikTok, they can watch on YouTube. All the replays get posted there. So on TikTok, it's Caring Whispers _ASMR. And that's the same on Instagram. On YouTube, it's Caring Whispers ASMR. And I think on Twitter, I'm not confident with Twitter at all. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I think it's Caring Whispers 1 for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that's all of them. I did set up a Facebook account, but I can't log in. I can't remember my login at all because it was on a different phone or something. It's just
Facebook and Twitter are like different worlds. I think you had to be part of that world when they started so that you know what's going on now, because I'm lost on both of them. But
that's it.
I will definitely include all your links in the descriptions of this video. I do like to end our interviews asking my guests if they have any nonprofit organizations that you work with or donate to that you would like to tell our listeners about.
I've done a big fundraiser for Mind UK. That's a mental health charity here in the UK. And I'm planning another one as well. So anything to do with mental health, looking after your well-being, things like that. They're the charities I like to support because it's linked to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I think there's no harm in making it clear to the viewer that however helpful ASMR is, if they need to seek professional advice, there is someone that will speak to them on the phone. Or messages, or however they want to do it, or see their doctor. I absolutely do mention that because it's really important.
Yeah, they definitely coincide, but they are different forms of therapies. And like I said, I definitely see ASMR going more along the lines of mental health as treatment plans and things like that, because it definitely has shifted so much from where it first started. Like I said, I remember people saying, it's people sitting there eating on camera and making sounds with food. And now it's people making you feel like you're at the doctor's office and feeling safe. And so it definitely has evolved so much. And I definitely see that going forward. So Mind UK is the...
Mind UK is the one I support, And just going back to what you said, I think when the viewer is really feeling happy, safe and relaxed, that's probably when affirmations and words of advice will sink in more.
Yeah.
So I think that can be quite powerful as well.
Amy, this was quite powerful. You honestly, people, I'm gonna let you know. So this is recorded separate from when you're hearing it, and I'm here at 7 o'clock in the morning talking to Amy, and she literally has already made my day. I feel like I'm gonna have the best day ever.
Thank you.
This has been unreal, and I really appreciate you doing this. Thank you so much for taking the time, Amy.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time as well. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you so much to my guest, Amy Claire, and all my listeners for tuning in. If you're a fan of ASMR like I am, or just interested in checking it out for the first time, visit Amy on TikTok at caringwhispers_ASMR and or her YouTube channel, Caring Whispers ASMR. You can find all her links at direct.me/caringwhispers to show your support. Remember to spread peace, love, and happiness, and always be creatively you. Bye, everyone.